A crazy woman demanded to get me fired because I refused to sell her skinny jeans, by user Owl Personage. Background info: my name is Sean. This story happened at Walmart in January of this year. I used to work at Walmart in September, but I quit to go work at my sister's donut shop. At Walmart I worked at the register. I would see this woman from time to time. I actually ended up being good friends with her. She was chill to me and most people all the time, and she was just really cool in general. We would hang out after my shift sometimes and I loved being around her. Alright, now to the main story. In January I was at Walmart looking for a Lego set I've been trying to get for a little less than a year. When suddenly, for the sake of this story we'll call here Karen. Karen walks up to me. "Hey Sean, it's been a week or two since we last talked." She would randomly pop up out of nowhere and scare me like that. This was one of those times. "Oh hey, it has." She quickly interrupted me, which was weird since she would usually let me speak first, but I thought nothing of it since we've known each other for so long. "So I found these amazing skinny jeans that I need so badly. But they don't have it in my size, can you go check the back for me?" She was talking in one of those snobby Karen voices you would hear in an MK video. "Oh, sorry Karen, but I quit my job last month." With that annoying Karen voice she said. "Ha ha ha. You've always been so funny, Sean. But for real though, can you check the back and see if you guys have this in a size 18? Karen seemed really off today and this confused me because she has always been really happy. "Oh, I'm not joking. I really did quit last month after Black Friday. I can't really handle that many people." I don't know if something just clicked in her head, but she just went off on me for no reason at all. "Alright Sean, enough jokes. If you don't get these jeans in my size I will get the manager and have you fired and banned from all Walmarts." She was really causing a scene and I could even see somebody recording from afar. Karen has never yelled at anybody that I've seen, so this was really confusing and actually kinda scary for me. "Whoa Karen, calm down, I really don't work here anymore. Why else would I not be in uniform?" Which she responding with, "Well, maybe it's because you're just trying to pull a prank on other people." Well, guess what Sean? It is not funny, and I'm gonna get the manager. At this point I'm just standing in the toy aisle, completely confused, and embarrassed with all the people staring at me. A few moments later my old manager came with Karen. Let's call him Bob. Now Bob was the best manager ever. We would hang out any chance we got, but after I quit we kinda slowed down. We're still in touch though. Here he is. "Hey Sean. Bob is here to fire you." Bob came up to me and said. "Hey Sean. It's been a while, you doing good?" "Yeah, I broke my arm a while back, but other than that I'm fine." Karen looked shook and so confused, which kinda made to cackle a bit. Bob told Karen. "Hey lady, Sean actually quit last month, so he doesn't work here anymore." Of course Karen's hate being denied, so she said. "Even the manager is in on the prank? I am out of here." Karen stormed out, and after that I never heard from her again. This whole situation was so weird and out of character for Karen, so I am still kinda confused on why she flipped out on me. If she sees this post, chances are she is gonna sue me for harassment. Also, I'm pretty sure she stole the skinny jeans that weren't even her size. Nor were they the proper size for skinny jeans. Edit: a ton of people are confused on how my arm magically healed so fast, but prior to when the story take place, I was able to get my cast taken off since it had been 4.5 weeks since I broke my arm. Without my cast it wasn't too obvious that my arm was broken. Hope this clears thing up. New boss aka Karen thinks I'm still working there, by user Kaidi__Lisa. Hello everybody. I'm living in Japan since February now. I moved before they closed the airports. First I worked at a Pokemon Center to settle in a bit in Japan. I quitted this job after 2 months. Then I start working at a school, where I teach Japanese and English. Now the real story begins. It was break at the school and I sat in the staff room and talked to my colleagues. Then I got a call and I got out of the room. I picked up and the first thing I hear is, "K, why are you not at work?" I was a bit shocked and asked, equals me. Sorry, who's that?" "K, your boss." "Answer my question." You don't sound like my boss." "K, I'm your new boss in the Pokemon Center. My boss when I worked there was a lot nicer than her." I'm sorry but I quitted 3 months ago." "K, what? But you stand in the shifts for Tuesday to Sunday." That couldn't be right." "K, whatever. This conversation followed for the next week and she wanted to persuade me to come back. Lady calls me a slur, but I really just have debilitating anxiety, by user incognito. Asterisk obligatory disclaimer that I am on mobile, so excuse any errors and whatnot. Also, this is my first post, so if there is anything wrong please let me know and I will fix it. Relevant background: I, 26F, have severe social anxiety and am formally diagnosed with agoraphobia. I started going out less and less, then COVID hit so I stopped going out at all. When this happened 2 months ago, I had been on meds and in virtual therapy for only about a month after not leaving my house for 2 years. Part of my therapy is getting out of the house a little bit at a time, and this was my first trip out to a real public place. Okay, so my bestie, 25F, knows all about my agoraphobia struggles and has attended a few of my virtual therapy sessions so she could be my support system. She suggested we try to go do something and we decided on making a quick trip to one of the little neighborhood mart of Walls. We actually made it all the way through the store with minimal panic, but I was feeling overwhelmed by the checkout situation. We opted for self-checkout, but I was still trying to be independent, so I asked her to wait by the exit, which is right at the end of the self-checkout section, so she wasn't far. So there I was, minding my own business, scanning and bagging, when this lady, in her 40s maybe. She had a lot of mascara goop in the corners of her eyes and was wearing those foam platform flip-flops like it was 1999, if that tells you anything, came up behind me and tapped on my shoulder. I turned around and all she said was, "My station is messed up," before immediately walking back to her register. I didn't realize she thought I worked there. I was wearing gym shorts and a pink t-shirt, so it's not like I was dressed like an employee, so I turned back around to my register and start to pay for my items. A few seconds later she comes up behind me again, grabs my arm, and says, "Excuse me?" I said my station is messed up. I was frozen. I had no idea what to do and couldn't think of any words, so I just kind of stared at her, and her mascara goop, trying to calm myself down. I wasn't trying to be rude, I was genuinely panicking and trying not to have an entire breakdown in the middle of the self-checkout. She starts raising her voice at me saying my station is messed up. IT is not working. I need IT to be fixed. How else do I need to say IT for you to help me? I was so anxious I thought I was going to throw up. If you know you know. And she continues with, "What is your problem? All I need you to do is swipe your little card. This is self-checkout. Your only job is to make sure the stations are working." At this point everyone around us had turned to watch the show, and Bestie, having seen my obvious distress, came up to my register. She immediately recognized what was going on and very calmly said, "Ma'am, she doesn't work here." I swear you would have thought she had just slapped this lady in the face or something. The lady starts yelling at us. She could have said that the first time instead of staring at me like our term for a special needs person. Was I supposed to read your mind? I still hadn't said a single word. I could feel my face burning and my eyes filling with tears. It was not good. Bestie immediately steps up and yells back at the woman, "Why would you assume someone in gym clothes is on duty at Mart Wall? What about her using her own self-checkout register would lead you to believe she is working right now?" Bestie grabbed my card out of the machine. Yes, that annoying remove card beep had been going off for what felt like forever, picked up the bags and the receipt, and told me to come on. I followed her out and turned back to see the lady standing in the same spot just staring at us as we walked out. I know the altercation was partly my fault because I didn't just explain that I didn't work there in the beginning, but also, what kind of person comes up to an employee and grabs them out of nowhere, then calls a stranger a slur because they made a mistake? TLDR. Lady at Mart Wall yells and calls me a our term for special needs person, because, in my frozen with anxiety state, I didn't tell her I didn't work there. Edit. Holy Moses, I didn't expect so many people to interact with this post. Thank you all for your kind words and support. I just want to add a few things based on the comments. I am very aware that going to Mart Wall was a bad decision. You know, hindsight or whatever. I have not been back since that day, but I have continued with my journey in much smaller steps. I stated I know the altercation was partly my fault, and almost every single comment has corrected me. I did feel that way because I felt like I should have de-escalated the situation, whether I owed it to her or not, but all of you are right, I should never have even been in the situation in the first place because she shouldn't have started it. Karen can't understand that just BC we were moving furniture, doesn't mean we work there, by user JackAttack711. Not sure how interesting this one will be, but it made me and my coworkers laugh out of annoyance when it happened, so here goes. A little background: I work in film as a set dresser, which among many other tasks includes being a glorified mover. My fellow set dressers and I were finishing up our final days on a gig, this past week. On Friday we had a full 16-feet truckload of furniture that we didn't use in the movie, that we were attempting to donate to a thrift store. The staff at the thrift store only okayed a few furniture items for us to donate, which were throughout the truck, which forced us to have to unload a bunch of our stuff to get to a few items that they would take and then reload the other furniture back on. The staff left us to do our thing as they were busy. We were already a bit confused about our own situation with the store. It was really hot outside and we were all tired and sweating from a week of furniture moving. Cue, Karen. This woman pulls her car up to where we are and gets out with a couple boxes of items. She sees us and flippantly asks, "Where should I leave these?" We tell her, "Sorry, we don't work here, we aren't sure." She starts to get a little huffy and instead of looking for a staff member she just spots one of our dining tables and says with an irritated sigh, "I guess I'll just leave these here." And plops the boxes on our stuff. My coworker responds with, "Actually, sorry, that table isn't staying, it's going back on our truck. You can't leave it there." Now she is visibly annoyed and with a raised and very entitled tone asks us again, "Well then, where should I leave this stuff?" To which we again reply, "We don't know. We don't work here, you have to ask someone who works here." At this point she is pretty irritated and huffs over to where I am standing, angrily throws the stuff on the ground next to me, stomps back to her car and promptly drives away. It felt like she pegged us as working class people and therefore we must be able to give her the answers she wanted and couldn't understand why we didn't have them. Some people are so entitled it shocks me. Just cause the word supervisor is on my shirt doesn't mean I work here. By user addicted to coffee 09. This happened the other day. I was at a local store and a Karen was giving the cashier a hard time about a coupon. I guess the coupon was a specific store coupon and it wasn't for the store we were at. Karen is doing her Karen thing and spots me 2 people in line behind her. She starts yelling at me to tell the cashier to let her use her coupon. "Karen, you there, tell this hussy to override the system so I can use this coupon." Me confused, "Are you talking to me? Karen, are you all stupid here?" "Yes, tell her." Me, "I could but it won't do any good as I have no authority over her." "Karen, you're her supervisor, you can tell her to do it." Me, "Ma'am, I don't work here." Karen, "Of course you do. It says so on your shirt." Me, "Ma'am, just because my shirt says shit show supervisor doesn't mean I work here, I actually supervise different shit shows." Karen, "Of course it does, why would it say supervisor if you don't work here?" Me, blank stare, "You can't possibly think." Karen finally registers how stupid she sounds. Ugh, fine, and she huffs away without her stuff. Not the greatest story, but I never thought when I bought a shirt that says shit show supervisor anyone would take it to mean I worked at whatever store I was in.